Welcome to the fourth installment of Channel 18's celebration of Black History Month. I'm Nick Cortez. Today's story is one of modern Black history, and it takes us from Haiti to Martha's Vineyard and back again. In 2007, vineyard artist Jean Staples was doing humanitarian work in Haiti when she happened upon a job training program at a school in the town of Lillevoix near Port-au-Prince, where women were honing their sewing and embroidery skills, though they complained that they were having a tough time selling their wares. In an attempt to apply those skills to an art form appealing to Americans, Jean suggested that the women try quilting. This initial encounter gave birth to Haiti Peace Quilts, a nonprofit organization that has grown tremendously in a short period of time, providing steady income to needy Haitian artisans and international exposure for their incredible talents. This is a story of the creation of a new artistic tradition fostered through cooperation between races, between islanders, and it was told recently at the Zion Union Heritage Museum in Hyannis by vineyarder and Haiti Peace Quilts CFO Harvey John Beth.
Down in 2007, and they took one of the classes, the nun, Sister Angela, who's the primary teacher of all of this stuff, and there's a book about the stories in this book, and the pictures of the people are in this book. And Sister Angela, who's our primary contact and the teacher, the picture is right here. It's just a wonderful, wonderful lady. She's a great-hearted lady. And she taught the students, so she knew who was good and who wasn't so good. So she handpicked 6 or 7 of the best students, and she turned them over to Jean and Maureen, the quilting coordinator. And they went off to a room off to the side, the far corner of the school building at the second level, and they showed them a little bit about how to quilt. Lo and behold, it took all of 10 minutes for them to learn. They were so bright and so talented. And so they made a couple of quilts. And the quilts that came out were really, nice works of art. One of the very first themes was the cover of our book. And you'll see that theme in some of the quilts here, right here.
Yeah, the tree.
It's the tree of life. Okay, so anyway, my colleagues taught 6, 7 women how to quilt. We said, okay, we'll bring the quilts back to the States and we'll see if we can sell them. And they set up a website, and it didn't take very long for a couple of the quilts to sell. They then left them with more material. They took another trip down there. They gave them more material. Said, okay, go. This looks like it's a good thing to start. So let's, we're going to show you more things, more techniques. And we're going to teach you how to do more things. And we would like you to produce some quilts. Well, the next round, they came up with about 20 quilts. And it took them about 3 or 4 months, 6 or 7 of them sitting around doing 20 quilts. And that's all they did. In order, the inducement, the incentive for them to do all of this was that my organization found a way to raise some money to pay them a stipend, a daily wage. We paid them $3 a day for showing up to work. Whether they did anything or not, they got $3 a day as long as they showed up. The average wage in Haiti for a factory worker was $2 a day, so they're already starting off a little better than the average Haitian. Then we gave them an incentive of, if you finish a quilt, we will give you 50% of the selling price of that quilt when we take it back to the States. And we will give you the remaining 50%, so they got 100% back. We gave them the remaining 100% when the quilt sold. So they had a strong inducement. And most of the quilters, the 7 quilters that we started with, that are outlined in this book, those 7 quilters are housing or taking care of families. Probably the woman that quilt over there, her name is Fabiola. She has 3 children. Her sister has 3 children. They all live together in this little house with their mother. So there's 3, 6, 7 of them living in this very little house that came down in the earthquake. So there was a big inducement for them to work hard and to try and make some money. Okay, well, Fabiola is living in a little tent city outside of where she lived, which is about 40 minutes away from the quilting cooperative. And she's living in this little tent city. When I went down there last November, we brought down $4,000 that we raised for earthquake relief and gave it to her. So she's in the process of building her house now, rebuilding her house. And that's what we've done with all of our quilters. We've given them money to put back walls and put back stuff that got injured in the earthquake.
And where did that relief money come from?
We raised it on a fundraiser in Martha's Vineyard. We raised $30,000.
In a nation where $1 a day is significant income, News of the financial success of the quilters began to spread, and the number of quilting co-ops began to grow. Back stateside, the incredible quality of the art was getting noticed as well by organizations with serious buying power. Once again, here's Harvey John Beth.
While we started this quilting project, we found that there were other students coming along that were interested in doing it. So we were able to convince the sisters at the school that we could set up a second cooperative in the school. So they allowed us to set up a second cooperative. They took charge of it, and we built our second cooperative, both in Lillevoix, 14 miles out of Port-au-Prince. While that was going on, several of our quilters lived in the worst slum in Port-au-Prince called Cité Soleil. And they were telling their friends about what was going on, and they were starting to make a little bit of money. So they were telling their friends about that. Their friends who had talent said, we'd like to learn too. And part of the deal we made with the original 7 was, once you learn how, you've got to train others. So they went off and they said, okay, let's see if we can do a little cooperative in Cité Soleil, where the streets are really littered terribly, where there's probably a couple of shootings a day. I mean, these folks found a little loft. We paid the rent. We got them the loft, and they started a cooperative, and they're making quilts now. While that was going on, there's another little slum just the other side of Cité Soleil called Croix-de-Biquet. And Croix-de-Biquet said, we want to learn how to quilt too. So we had four cooperatives going up until this most recent trip. And those 4 cooperatives were doing very well. Simultaneously with that, we got recruited because the word is out that we've got a good project going, it's viable, we're bringing money in. So we got a contact from a company called Fair Winds Trading. They're a fair trade company in the States, they're in New York. And they wanted to know if there was something they could do because they knew Macy's was interested in opening up the Heart of Haiti program. Macy's is trying to do a little bit of a fair trade program. And so they opened it up with Rwanda initially, and then they said, we'd like to do something for Haiti, the Heart of Haiti. When we talked to the Fair Winds Trading people, they said, we can't sell quilts, but Macy's won't sell quilts, but what about something else? Can you do a private product? So we had a little meeting, and just before Christmas, we were able to put together some designs of oven mitts, pot holders, and made them sets, and beautiful designs with a lot of fish stuff in it, and then Ziploc pocketbooks. And Macy's said, that's great, we love it. We'd like to have Heart of Haiti openings at 20 of our flagship stores throughout the country. Simultaneously with that, there's a company called Anthropology. It's become very, very familiar with our quilts, and we're in process of negotiating with them. They may carry our lines. So this is all expanding. So we started with this little cooperative of 7 women. We now have about 100 working with us. I think so far we've been able to bring down about $60,000 in proceeds from both quilts, donations, and sales of the book. I mean, we also donated the proceeds of the book to them. So I think we've infused the economy with about $60,000 in a 2-year period.
Today, Haiti Peace Quilts continues to grow, and Beth's hope is that one day all of the co-ops in Haiti can be profitable on their own without the assistance of the nonprofit. As for the rest of the nation, which has been devastated by earthquakes, hurricanes, and crime, Beth says that there's a long way to go, but he's optimistic that the Haitian people can get themselves back on their feet with a little help.
It has tremendous potential. It has people that are resilient, they're beautiful people, they have great spirit, they're amazing people, they're quick to learn. If I were sitting in their shoes, I'd be sitting around saying, woe is me, woe is me. They don't do that. They're so grateful for the little bit they get. They're just wonderful people.
Currently, many of the quilts you've seen today are part of an exhibition called Patience to Raise the Sun, which is on display at the African American Museum of Philadelphia through March 27th. If you'd like to learn more about Haiti Peace Quilts or make a donation, log on to www.haitipeacequilts.org. Thanks for joining us as Channel 18 celebrates Black History Month. I'm Nick Cortez. Take care, everyone.